Welcome everybody to our Monday evening Secret Vision Cast. My name is Josh Denny, and I have the honor and privilege of hosting tonight's or this week's show. We've got an incredible lineup today, so you want to stay tuned. And next week, just to mark your calendar, next week we've got CEO Mr. Isaac Ben-Shabbat going to be sharing with us some very important and timely information as we start to move towards the convention in Ignite and kicking off our first Vision Cast for the month of September. So you want to make sure that you put that on your calendars, promote heavy as we go into next week. But tonight, we have a very special treat for you. We have Casey and Elena Call, $750,000 earners with the company. They've earned several $1 million here with Secret. They become Red Diamond agents, cabinet ambassadors, and they're going to be sharing some very important information here on the call. Before we go to them, like we do every week, we want to be hearing from some brand new people that have just advanced, people who are out there recruiting in the field, and we want to hear their story. And the reason we do this is we want you to know that there's a lot of people out there just like them, just like you, just like me, that are looking for an opportunity, and someone with courage decided to go share with them the secret opportunity. They got started and they're doing well. So every week you're going to be able to get good stories. Every week you're going to be hearing from people that are probably just like you or someone that you know. So to give you kind of fuel, I encourage you to write these stories down and use these stories as you're talking to people. And also each week we come to you with one of the very best in the field. It's a proven leader that's achieved tremendous success to share with you some tips and some strategies to help you take your secret business to the next level. So with that all said, let's go out to Tyler in Vancouver, Washington. Tyler, I was just talking to you a little bit before the show started here, and congratulations, my man. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so just 20-year-old kid out of Vancouver, Washington. Got into Secret about a month or so ago. When I first started out, I was kind of like iffy about it, kind of slow moving, molasses. Wasn't really sure what I was doing, kind of lost. I mean, I watched my mom do network sales for years, so I had an idea, but wasn't really sure what to do. I mean, I was working at a warehouse 20 minutes north of my home, so that's pretty much all I was doing. And then I was looking for something to where I could be my own boss, and I didn't have to worry about people telling me what to do, because I do so much other things in my life that I want a flexible schedule, pretty much, just free time.
So what happened, Tyler Edwards? You're working in a warehouse. You're working with what kind of made that jump? I know you were an active agent at the start of last week, and bingo, you just decided to turn it on and became bronze. Really in a few days. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so actually, it's kind of a funny story. I mean, well, it wasn't funny for me at the time, but 2 Thursdays ago, 4:30 in the morning, I'm walking out to my car, and someone broke into it and happened to steal my wallet, and it had my social security card, my ID in it. And now you're probably thinking, why you got your social security card or even your wallet in your car? But I was actually in the middle of getting this other job, so I wanted to keep it on me, make sure I had it whenever they needed it. And so that got stolen, and I go to my job, and I can't take vacation time, or I didn't have any vacation time or no sick time. I can't call in because I'll get in trouble or even fired. So I go to the operations manager, and I'm just like, hey, is there any way I could get a day off? Because, I mean, DMV closed, Social Security office closes. I need this time off. And he's like, well, you're planning on leaving us? And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to better my future. And he pretty much said, I'm not doing anything for you then. And at that point, it was either quit the year and a half I've been there and get these things done and then be able to move on to this better job, or stick it out there and hope for the best. So I ended up taking the risk, and I was in Secret already, and I was like, well, let's push to see. I got this week, 2 weeks off. I mean, let's push to see how far I can take this. And um, I really got to thank Sean, though, because she helped me out a ton. I mean, she was there. I mean, last night we were up till 11:30 in the morning trying to push for that bronze, because we were almost there, and she helped me out the whole way, and it was actually really cool of her.
That's awesome, Tyler. I mean, congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. I think the first of many. I'm certain we're going to be hearing a lot more from you on these vision casts. You've done a great job, and we're looking forward to you continuing to climb through the ranks. I appreciate your contribution. And again, Thanks for taking the time, man. I think a lot of people can relate with you, going through asking for sick days, asking for time off to go better your life, and having a job saying, no, you can't do that. We're not going to let you do that. And that's why a secret business is really a plan B and is a way out for a lot of people. Thank you for illustrating that today, Tyler. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of Sean, Sean Price, also from Vancouver, Washington. And Sean, I just had the opportunity of meeting you just over the Vision Cast here earlier, and congratulations. I know you're 9 out of 20 recruits. I know you're going to hit that sponsor 20. You're making it happen. Royale, I know you're going to be blowing through the ranks here to silver, gold, platinum here before the conference. And I love what you were talking about building the team together. So first, I'd like to ask just a little bit about your background and why you're doing this.
Okay, well, I've been doing network sales for about 14 years, but I actually started off in the Navy. So I was military, became disabled in the service, and network sales is really the only place where I had the freedom and choice to work around my disability. Every other job just did not seem to be able to do that. So I absolutely love this company and everything that it's done for me and my family as well. Tyler's amazing. Thank you. I just want to put it out to him. He worked really hard last week to get where he got, so that's pretty amazing.
So tell me a little bit about what you do. You're leading a good team. You're obviously recruiting people like crazy, and a lot of people out there that are just getting started. They want to know, how do I be like Sean Price? How do I lead a team? How do I have people that obviously you're changing lives, you're helping people out? If you could just share just a little bit, a few minutes here, how you can do that and what you do.
Okay, so what we do is we actually get together once a week, and we do like a family-style barbecue / potluck, and we watch a webinar all together. We ask questions. We talk about what's going on. And the biggest thing that we really do is we go promotion to promotion. It's like nonstop. If it's E4, that's a promotion. If it's PC Pool, that's a promotion. Sponsor 5, sponsor 20, get to Ignite, double rank advancements such as Tyler. We are constantly talking about this every week and figuring out where we want to be on a weekly basis, and then we celebrate the little wins. If you have a $1,000 mug party, then you want to celebrate that with somebody, and it's really nice to be able to get together and do that.
So you're out talking to people. You're building the business. When people get started, you're bringing them together once a week. You're basically helping celebrate the victories along the way. And you create an environment for success. Is that what you're doing?
Very much so. Absolutely. That's how I feel about it. And then the community and family atmosphere to it just makes it that much more wonderful. It's like you're celebrating your family every time they get together with you. And with every little step of it, whatever you do actually goes towards the bigger picture.
I think, Sean, a lot of people can relate with you, ex-military, got involved in the profession because you wanted to be able to, you had to have freedom. You had to have time. You didn't want someone to put their thumb on you, and you found it. And here you are, not only achieving success, but helping other people do it. I know this is probably not the first time we're going to be seeing you on these Vision Casts. So congratulations. Thanks for your contribution. Everything you're bringing to the community. You and Anyway, guys, our featured guest, our featured guest trainer. We got two of them. The first of the dynamic. Both people are very good in my heart. Casey, you and I go back now, or somewhere around that. Long time. We got the knowing of other. You're making it happen. You accomplished the position. I know you're working on the million. I'm excited. I'm just ready. I'm just ready. I'm ready to take my notes.
Well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. I'm glad that we could have a few minutes and say hi, Elena.
Hi, guys. Good to see everybody. It's amazing what the technology can do and see everybody. I know you in spirit. I can see your eyes through this little camera, so I'm excited to connect with you guys.
We're coming through okay, Josh? I think we are. Let's make sure. Well, anyways, I'm going to kind of lead off a little bit. Okay, good. All right. I'm going to lead off a little bit, guys, and just talk with you about some of the very basics of building a network marketing business, building a relationship marketing business. And, you know, the key here is, right, they pay us the money that they would otherwise pay Justin Timberlake, or they would otherwise pay, you know, some big advertising firm and some big marketing firm, and or CBS, NBC to put Secret on television commercials. They're paying that money to us, and they make it so that we just simply share what we believe to be a great thing with other people. Okay, so here's kind of the deal. Everybody, when they start, they're nervous and they're like, oh my gosh, what do I say? Who do I say it to? When do I say it? What do I do? And the key here is just remember, all we're really doing is sharing, just like you would share anything. Like you would share a great movie, like you would share, you know, a great deal that you found. You know, I'm always doing that no matter what, even if I'm not getting paid. I love to get my friends deals. In fact, I have like a little mobile charger for my cell phone that it's like 22,000 gigawatts or whatever it is, and I got it on eBay, and I'm always sharing that. And a friend of mine shared it with me, and we are actually marketing for this company. Now they're not sending me any free chargers or anything, but at the same time, you know, I get a great deal of satisfaction out of knowing that I'm doing something great for my friend. So we all start in this business talking to people that we know. That's really where everybody needs to start, because and here's what I would say. Some people say, well, I'm afraid to talk to people that I know about it. You know, I understand. I'm afraid to talk to some of the people I know too. But at the same time, you know, there's this fear in my heart, a real fear, that what if I was that person? And John Malott never called me and said, hey man, you should take a look at this amazing company. What if he'd never called and made that phone call? I think to myself, I shiver to think, what if he hadn't? You know, what that would have done, how my life would have been different as a result of that. And so I never presume to make anybody's mind up for them about whether or not they'd be interested in an amazing opportunity like Secret. Oh, by the way, we have skincare, and it's the best skincare in the world, but guess what? I'm out building a business, and I'm looking for people that want to make money. So I'm constantly in that thinking and along those lines. I demonstrate the product to people to show them how amazing this business is. I'm not really trying to sell Recover or peeling gel or anything else, although I love the products. I use them daily, and I swear by them to everybody I get around. But I'm really there to get them excited about the business. So back to the warm market, here's the biggest mistake that people make in the beginning, okay? Huge mistake. They write down all the people that they think would be interested, and that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is write down on a list every flippin' person that you know or that knows you, and you have a rapport with. Now, what I mean by that is you don't need to know their name even. They could be the UPS guy. You know, you've got a rapport with the UPS guy. You know, you give them the old thanks for the package, you know, when they come or whatever it is. You've got a rapport, and you know, maybe you've engaged in a couple conversations. You know a little bit about his family, but you don't even know his name. That's someone you have a rapport with, and so you want to engage all those people on that and create a names list of everyone that you know. Now, your job isn't to decide for them. Your job is to expose them, and most of them are supposed to say no, that they're not interested right now, or that this is not for them, or they're busy doing something else. Most of them are supposed to say that. If John would have called me on the day that, you know, I lost my uncle, maybe I wouldn't have been so interested in listening to him talk. You know why? Because the timing wasn't right. That's it. But it would be smart for John to follow up again. Would you agree? And to check back and let me know how things are going. And perhaps on a better day, you know, that's a day when all of a sudden I'm interested and I want to get started. So number one, don't rule anybody out. Don't presume to make their mind up for them. Just expose them. I even tell people, leave your wallet at home. Just come over and support me and show. I want to have a blast with you. This is going to be so much fun. Okay. So having said that, there is another market out there called the cold market. Okay. And the reason it's called cold is because there's no warmth between you and that other person, really. So what I want to do is talk to you about how to, once you're out there in the marketplace and you're out there talking to other people that you're running into, how do you engage them and get them to be interested in you and interested in Secret? Okay, so I'll give you an idea, all right? So first of all, what you want to do is you want to build rapport, like we talked about. And there's a few things that you can ask them about, right? It's called FORM, FORM, right? It's family, occupation, recreation, and motivation, okay? Family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So in other words, I'm going to ask them about their family. I'm going to ask them what they do and ask them more questions about it. Do they like it? Do they not? Are they making all the money they want to make? Those kinds of things. What do you do for fun? Recreation. Where do you go? Really, I went there too. And I find some common ground and engage these conversations. Then motivation. What is it about them that they want out of life? You know, what is hurting them in their life too? You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you find out that they're starting to complain about something that's hurting them a little bit, then, you know, you want to see if you can find a solution for that and help them out, get them more. Usually you can solve most problems with more money or more time. Those two things solve almost every problem out there. All right. And by the way, if you're a religious person, there's a verse from the Bible in Romans, I believe, that says that a feast is made for laughter and wine makes merry, but money answers everything. So that means that it solves all your problems. Okay, you get money. Now, you know, it doesn't make you a different person. It just makes you more of what you already are. But that's another story. Let's talk about FORM: family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And so I'll give you an example. Just the other day, I want to tell you an interesting story. We we got a call from the school, and we have Andre and Ella and Hudson and Ian. We got a call from the school, and that there was a scare at school about head lice. And so we were all freaked out because, you know, if one of them, there's 3 of them at school, so the odds go way up that something could happen and they could get. So we went in for a what do you call it, a checkup and a preventative, you know, whatever, treatment. Okay, so we go to and this is like the most embarrassing thing. We come trotting in there. There's 6 of us walking into this clinic, and they're gonna do a head lice. You know, I'm waiting for the fire hose, you know, from, I don't know, what I've seen in the movies. You know, they hit you with the white powder or something. I don't know what was going to happen, but it was really nice. And there was actually these 3 ladies there, and that were treating people. And there was a lot of people there. So we were all, it was like the walk of shame as we're going in there. And so, you know, I'm making jokes. You know, I said, where's the fire hose? You know, where's the delousing powder? What's going to happen? And the ladies there were really fun, and I really enjoyed talking with them. We were joking back and forth, and the kids, I wanted to make the kids feel less freaked out. So I was just making light of the whole thing. I said it was probably my fault, you know, I picked my nose too much, and then I put it in my hair, and the kids laugh, you know, that kind of thing. And so we're just having fun. And so they asked, what do you do? And you know, I was kind of like not in the mood to promote my business at the moment, but I just said, you know, I'm a skincare mogul. I'm a skincare giant. And they said, oh, really? Tell us about it. And I said, well, you know, if you've ever been to the kiosks in the malls, and you know, the cute Israeli girl or guy, like, they buff your nails and you try some salt and oil scrub on your hands, and they said, oh yeah, I actually bought some of that. And I said, well, yeah, that's our company. That's what we do. And we promote it through the relationship marketing arm of the company. We just launched it only a few years ago, and it's just taken off like crazy. And she says, really? So the girl says, I have a friend that's trying to launch his own skincare, but it's not working out very well. And, you know, he'd like to make some money. And I said, you know, she said, I'd really be interested in hearing about your product. And I said, you know, I could do that, I guess. And, you know, and one of the other girls says, well, I've got this wrinkle. It's like a hook. She says, it's like a hook. And I said, we can get rid of the hook. Don't worry. I said, 15 minutes, give me 15 minutes with you, and you'll be excited out of your mind. And then they started saying, well, yeah, I was going to go get Botox. And I said, no, don't do that. We can do it the natural way and make it much more, you know, less invasive to you. You don't have to get hit with a needle or a laser or any other, you know, weapon. So we can do this in a nice way. And so I said, I'll tell you what, you know what I'll do? I said, I'll come by here, and if the 3 of you want to come, I'll give each of you a free facial. You can try the products, and I'll talk to you about what we're doing to launch the business. It's pretty exciting. There's actually a lot of money in this. And she's like, yeah, I'd be totally interested. I said, okay, look, just here, give me your number. What's your number? And I'd start typing it into my phone. And then I put in there prospect in the name area, so that when I search my phone for a prospect, there's all kinds of prospects in there. Now, that kind of thing happens to me every day. Or if I'm out in public and I'm in front of a human being, I ask them about what they do. I find some common ground. So again, ask them about them: family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Find common ground. Me too, right? Oh yeah, I've experienced that. I feel the same way. But just talk long enough to agree with them, and then get them talking more. What they will remember from your conversation is that they felt important. They felt that you listened to them. And it's very common that I'll walk out of a situation like that, and I will know every single thing about this person, but they'll know absolutely nothing about me. And so the key is that I want to create curiosity, not satisfy curiosity. I want them to be on the edge of their seat thinking, man, I can't wait to meet this guy. This is going to be cool. I wonder what I'm going to see. All I know is I'm going to try some cool products and hear about this business. So I keep those in my phone. Elena has a great app in her phone. She'll share it with you in just a minute about how you can manage those contacts as well, and also manage your downline, which is really cool. But here's the thing, guys. I just want to say one of the keys to this that I learned was really, again, here's a couple big mistakes that people make. One of the big mistakes people make is they start selling people about Secret and telling them how cool it is and telling them everything, and then they show them all these pictures and they do all kinds of stuff when you could just buff their nail and give them a 5 wow in 5 minutes, like literally 5 minutes, and say, you know what, we should try this on your face because you're going to be blown away. And I always say, and there's some really good money in this too, by the way. It might not even be for you, but you might know somebody. And we're expanding so fast, I can't even get to all the people. So here's what we need. I just need more good people if you know somebody. But anyways, that's the idea. You're collecting this data. I don't carry a business card because I don't really care if they have my card. They're not going to call me anyway. I'm calling them, and I'm going to set up an appointment to meet with them. So what I did was with these girls, I texted her right when I left. It's great meeting you. She texted me back, I can't wait to meet with you next week. I said, great. Just while you're there with the girls, figure out a time that works for all 3 of you, and then I'll call you back and we'll set something up. How does that sound? She said, that sounds great. So tomorrow's my day to follow up with them. I'll let you know how it goes. Anyways, that's just a little bit about how to, that's one more tip I want to give you too. Follow your dollar. Okay, write this in your notes. Follow your dollar. Following your dollar just very simply means anywhere that you're putting out money, then you should get some money back. That's my philosophy. So if I had for instance, my last landlord that we had, I pay out money to them every month. So what I did was I decided I'm going to have her sending me business. I said, this is not for you. You're a multi-squillionaire. You'd never be interested in making extra money. Sometimes they actually are, but so you'd never be interested in making any extra money. But you know some people who would like to be where you are right now, and you could send those people to me. I'll take care of them. In fact, I'll even throw a couple bucks your way for the people that get started with us. How's that sound? And she said, that sounds great. So that's another opportunity. Anytime you spend money someplace, whether it's your real estate agent that sold you your house, your insurance agent that sold you your life insurance or your health insurance or your car insurance, your boss, I like that one too because you make money for them. Why not? Every single place that you put your money out, find a way to get an appointment to meet with them. They want to keep you as a customer. They want to keep you coming back. So they'll likely say yes, they'll take a look at it. And if they're in business, man, they'll like to make more money and be even more in business. This is a way that you will never, ever run out of people to talk to. I promise you, if you just every single day you decide that you're going to go out and prospect and speak to at least 4 or 5 people, I'm telling you, that's kind of the deal. And one of the games I used to play is I would take some marbles and put them in one pocket. And then every time I talked to a prospect and got a phone number, I would move them from one pocket to the other until my pocket was full on the other side. whatever game you want to play with yourself to keep yourself honest about what you're really doing to build your business, what you're doing to fill the funnel, as we call it. You want to fill your funnel full of prospects, people that are interested in getting started with your business. Now, I'm going to pass this over to my beautiful wife, because she actually has all the genius. I have a little bit of sense, but she has genius. And what she's going to lay out for you right now will most certainly change your life. And she's talk to you about what she does and what she teaches, what we do and what we teach every single day with our people. So with that, the beautiful Elena Call.
Hey guys, thank you, Casey. That was awesome, guys, right? I bet you it makes you actually probably feel comfortable when he was talking about going out there and adding people to your names list. Because I know one thing that I learned when I started quite a few years ago, about 14 years ago, I moved here from another country. I didn't go to school here. I wasn't born and raised here. So my names list was I had 76 people on my names list. Now, most of you, if I ask you right now, how many people you have on your names list, you're going to probably have, I don't have one, meaning the names list, or I have maybe 30, 40 names or less. And the deal with that, if you are not taking this business seriously, that's when you got to have minimum of 100 or 150 names on the list. Why? Because right now, guys, it's a market. It's a grabbing the land for secret. That's really what it is. We have agents that just started brand new, one person in that state. And I said, listen, you are it. If those people are not on your names list, somebody else is going to be on your names list. Somebody else is going to write their names on their names list. And Casey did the beautiful job explaining to you how important it is to work with the cold market. And numbers don't lie. They always say inspect what you expect, right? So, and I'll repeat it again, inspect what you expect. So if you're expecting making a lot of money in secret, you got to inspect of how many people you have on your list. And I think sometimes I heard one of the trainings by Dan LeGuatin when he came here in Phoenix. I'm gonna play my game on the webinars and in person when I go do boot camps. I have a new game that I play. It's called What is Your Count? And it's very simple. Whatever, you can play this game right now. If you take how many months or years you've been in secret and tell me or tell yourself how many faces did you have mud on? Because sometimes people say, well, I've done this business, man. I'm doing this business, but I'm not getting paid. Where's my money? And I said, well, what's your count? And they're like, what do you mean? I said, how long you been in the business? They say 6 months. And I said, what's your count? How many people actually had mud on their face? And they said, no, 10. And I said, 10 people in 6 months. It's good, but that's kind of a hobby activity, right? So if you want to make a lot of money, if you're expecting a lot of money, you got to inspecting your names list. And so what I am really big on, and especially now on our road to Ignite and finishing strong, is on your daily method of operation. And I know you guys all seen the cards in your secret agent pack or your secret agent case that you're supposed to do 2 exposures a day. You got to connect with the community. You got to do your products. Every day you got to be the product of the product, and you got to engage in personal development. Well, I'm going to break it down even more simplified for you. First of all, if you have a names list of 150 people, and then one thing that you should be doing, again, if you're expecting to have people at your wow parties, if you're expecting to have minimum of 3 people at your wow parties as part of your S4S system, you have to have a confirmation from at least twice as many. So 6 people supposed to say, yes, I'm going to come to your party. Now, to make 6 people to say yes, you got to invite twice as many. So to each party, we got to invite a minimum of 12 people. It's like a wedding. All of you have been invited to a wedding, but how many of you actually know that you can invite 300 people, but you're not going to see 300 people for a free food, drinks, and dancing, right? And socializing. Something happens. People can't make it. Kids get sick. They get sick. Life happens, right? It's the same thing with the parties. What most people do, and they say, listen, let me tell you, I'm going to call my closest 6 friends, and they all going to be there for that party. Well, first of all, when you call closest 6 friends, who else are you going to call tomorrow? So we got to have a list of people to call. So coming back to my little scenario, if you want 3 people at each party, you got to have confirmation saying, yes, we're going to, from 6. So you got to invite 12 people to that party, which means if you have 2 parties per week, that means you got to invite the minimum 24, 25 people over the week period of time to those 2 parties. So what do? We got to call a minimum of 5 people every day from your names list. And when you call from people from your names list, I don't want to hear when people say, well, I have a database on the computer. I have an automated list, or I have whatever. And I say, well, if I tell you to call right now 5 people, where would you go? And they say, well, let me think about it. Where did I put it? And then the good moment is gone, right? What if you're driving in the car for 2 hours in traffic? Wouldn't it be nice to have a written names list sitting right there in front of you, have a headphone in your ear, and dial 5 people a day? So 5 people, your daily method of operation is 5 people a day from your names list. The second thing that you should be doing, just like Casey says, is finding 2 people. Take 2 marbles, 2 rocks, 2 hope rocks, 2 whatever you want to call them, $2 bills, 2 quarters, put them in the pocket. And then as soon as you got one phone number, you talk to somebody through a drive-through, you got coffee, you went and got coffee, you got their phone number, that quarter goes from that pocket into another, and you do not go home until you get 2 new phone numbers. Guess what? If you do it every day, in 5 days, guess how many new phone numbers you're gonna have? You guys are right, that's a simple math, 10. So 10 new numbers you're gonna add to your names list every week. In 4 weeks, it's 40 numbers. 40 in addition to 150 that you already have. And I bet you those contacts are gonna be pretty hot contacts to begin with. So you guys, so number 1, 5 people every day from your names list to call and invite to your parties. By the way, if they can't make it to your party, make sure that you book a party at their house, so come to their house. It's easily doable, one-on-one. It's a great party. If they can't make to either one, have a coffee appointment and set up 5 hours and 5 minutes. Send a sample, have a Skype party. You guys been seeing me on Facebook doing Skype parties like crazy. Like it's nobody's business, right? So 5 phone numbers from your names list, 2 new phone numbers, and number 3 activity, you've got to engage in personal development. You must engage in personal development. It's 15 pages or 15 minutes of a good book daily. My kids come from school, their number 1 homework for the day is reading for 30 minutes every day. Why as adults we don't do it? Why we don't engage? I don't know. Because we feel like with kids, they gotta learn. And I believe I'm learning every day, and I learn personal development every day. I'll give you an example. Today I was talking to an agent that engages in the daily method of operation. She went out, and her husband went out this week, prospected people. They went to the mall. They went to different places. They got phone numbers. They set up appointments, and she calls me and she's like, it's kind of been an odd week. We didn't really had any results, so it wasn't really productive. And I say, you know what? Are you kidding me? You've prospected people. You talk to people. You have numbers. It doesn't mean that everything has to materialize right there during the week. Do you guys know that if you do that activity for the next 3 weeks, you are bound to have results? You're bound to have people calling you back and saying, I met you 3 weeks ago with this peeling jello, with this mask on my face, and it was amazing. I'd like to talk to you more about it. So think about it. What if you are that person and you calling me and you say, Elena, I've done my 5, I've invited people, some of them could make it, some of them not. I got my phone numbers, I don't have any customers. It's been a non-productive week. And I say, listen, what if you have an agent calling you right now and telling you that they've done that activity for the last 5 days, and they have it written down, they have the phone numbers, they didn't have results yet because it's their first week of that money-making activity? What would you tell your agent? Of course, you're not going to say you are Mr. Non-Productive. You're going to cheer them on. What if you have 10 people on your team doing exactly the same thing? That's what makes a difference. So a lot of times you're beating yourself up. You're expecting that immediate result. It's like fast food. If you drive through the fast food sometimes, I tell you what, some of you don't even stop in fast food because it's not fast for you enough. You wish you telepathically send the orders into the fast food place and they shoot the burgers into you, right? So it's not real life. You got to be patient.
You got to sharpen your axe. You got to collect those contacts. You got to establish rapport, just like Casey says. Now, once you collect the contacts, I want to give you a little tip on, if you have an iPhone, there is an app on the iPhone. I believe it's called C Journal. And that journal is fabulous, you guys. What you do is collect certain contacts that you want to put in that contact list. And every time there is 3 options, you collect that prospect, it gives you 3 options to send them a text, to call them, or send them an email, or send them a file, 4 options. And it records every single activity you've done with this person. So for follow-up, it also allows you to do a little to-do. Call this person, and it sends you a little reminder that today, you're supposed to call this person. You're supposed to follow up on your prospect. It's fantastic. And again, I'm coming back to the very beginning of my training when I said inspect what you expect. If you're expecting make a lot of money in this business, then you gotta inspect of what you're doing on daily basis. You gotta inspect your follow-up. You gotta inspect how many people you have on that names list. You gotta inspect that you do schedule minimum of 2 parties as part of your S4S system for the next 4 weeks. We're heading into the biggest convention we ever had. We're heading into most historical convention. We have John C. Maxwell coming to our convention. Are you kidding me? Those people are, people pay $10,000, $15,000 to go to John Maxwell to see him, to hear him speaking at the webinars. We had at our church when we were in Washington, a webinar with John Maxwell, and it was $100 just to go watch the webinar. A webinar. Here he's going to be live in flesh and color, sitting there delivering you a message that directly pertains to secret. So you guys have an incredible opportunity not only to meet with him, not only to hear him, but you get an opportunity to promote that event, to bring as many people from your team as possible. You know, the rule of network marketing, if you have 100 people at the convention, you will be making over $100,000 a year in this business. So again, inspect what you inspect. Maybe you had nobody last time at the convention. Maybe you just got started. So triple your ratio. Get 3, get 4, get a van. It's 8, 9 people van. What if the first convention you go and you get 10 people to the convention? And by the way, they don't have to be all agents. Imagine if you have some guests. I challenge you guys today, get off the webinar and create a list of people, not only the people that you know, because some of you are going to close me right now and say, I don't know anybody in Arizona. Just forget it. I don't know. But guess what? You have network. If you go on Facebook and you start scrolling through your names list, that should be written names list, and you ask every person, I tell you, after 10 people that you're going to reach out of your personal network, and you say, I have a biggest event in my life happening in Arizona, who do you know in Arizona? You'd be astounded how many people are going to say, I know somebody in Arizona. Heck, my sister, my brother, my good friend. Oh, just somebody that I know opened the spot. You know how I know? Because it happened to us. So you guys have to understand that it's not just, it's not an eerie thing. This business is real. This money is real. The product is real, and the people are real. The most important part is the community of the people that you're going to see there. It's important that, I know we had incredible guests from Vancouver, Washington, Sean Price and Tyler. I'm so excited about you guys, so proud of you. How about, when you are in the area where you are just the first group of people that are growing it. Imagine going to the home state where you have headquarters, where you have distribution house, distribution center. You are right here. Why not recruit the entire state of Arizona? This is where your contacts are going to go. This is where your cold market got to start in the state of Arizona, because we have all sorts of support and exciting events for you guys here. So I am again stoked to see everybody at the Ignite. I am excited to be on Facebook and see all the production and all the recognition that's going on the Operation 90. I am more than elated to see how people are driving themselves and putting the numbers, even if it's 2, if it's 3, or if it's 16 against 20. The key is you're in the game. You didn't check out. You're in the game, and you're heading towards your financial future in a good, positive way. If you talk to 2 people today, new people, you got 2 phone numbers, and you invited 5 people from your names list to come to your party, I promise you, if you do it for 5 days, that weekend when you go to bed, you're going to have a very gratifying feeling. You're going to feel good that not only you did the activity, but you did the daily money-making activity. And that's what counts. That's what makes a difference. That at the end of the day, you're going to write it down, everything that you've done, and you say, man, if my team, ask yourself, my team did exactly what I did today, how much money we would be making, and how many people we would bless with this opportunity. So thank you so much for allowing us to be on this vision cast, and I'm going to pass it back to you, Josh.
Thank you so much. You know, you guys did a job. I appreciate all the contribution that you and Casey continue to do for the community. I know you're always opening up your home. Anytime people are in town, feeding everybody, making I appreciate it. You know, if you mute it, we won't have the
Yes.
little background. No, thank you so much, Elena. You are a phenomenal human being, and I'm just honored to know you. You and Casey both, and the entire call clan, as I like to call it. You guys are just amazing people. So thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, especially at Ignite. Sean, thank you again for your contribution, and Tyler. Seeing you at Ignite, everybody. Guys, next week we're going to be doing an amazing vision cast with Isaac Benchbot. We are going to have time for Q&A on this, and it's going to be a live Q&A. Stay tuned. I'm excited to share with you what we're about to do. But again, it's next week. So, you know, break out all the promotional material. You're not going to want to have one agent that you know of that's not on this particular vision cast this Monday night. We're going to do a special giveaway. We're going to be doing special stuff just for the people that are on live. And I know there's a replay, and God bless you if you're watching it replay, but we're going to have something very special for the people that plug in live next week. And I know it's Labor Day, but look, this is the chance. The reason we're doing it on Labor Day is because we don't want you to have to labor anymore. There's a plan for you. There's a plan for you to succeed. Casey, Elena gave some great advice on that this evening. We're going to go ahead and wrap everything up and push it towards the convention this Monday night. And so for those of you that decide you're going to be one of the courageous ones, one of the ones that draws the line in the sand and say, look, I'm here. I'm for real. I don't want to labor. I don't want my husband to labor. I don't want my wife to labor. I don't want my parents to labor. I'm going to be someone that makes it happen for my family. Then we'll see you next week, next Monday at the Vision Cast, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern on the 7th of September. So with that said, God bless you all. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks again, Elena and Casey. See you guys.